Welcome to another Howls and Growls post-game breakdown. Today we're going to talk about how the Minnesota Timberwolves shut down the league's scariest offense. Stats-wise, Minnesota kept the Denver offense to just a 4th percentile offensive rating and a 3rd percentile offensive rating in half-court possessions. The game starts with some individual defensive brilliance. Right away, Gobert is saving the Timberwolves. Jaden McDaniels gets hung up on this screen. Gobert is going to leave Aaron Gordon here, and that's important because he's going to do that all game long, and then he's going to come and put a lid on the rim, something he also did for the entire night. Now Denver are going to go to their cutting game. Michael Porter Jr. beats Anthony Edwards' backdoor here, but Gobert is there again, leaving Gordon again, recognizing this threat really early and rotating to stifle the layup. So Denver are going to bring Gordon into the screening action, but Jamal Murray doesn't want to challenge Gobert again at the rim, so he's settling for a tough floater instead of attacking the paint. Denver can't win in the pick and roll right now, so they're going to try and get Murray a little empty side isolation, but Jaden McDaniels is just as good on the perimeter as Gobert is in the paint. Murray gets some space, but Jaden McDaniels swallows this thing up with a ridiculous contest. A couple of plays here again that is more individual stuff. Gobert plays the ball handler and the roll man in the pick and roll. He forces a turnover, and Minnesota's lead is starting to balloon out early as they turn defense into offense. These plays are all coming in the first period of the game, and they're really fueling the Timberwolves to get out to a hot start. Here McDaniels gets into the mix again. He sees that Karl Anthony Towns has been screened off here. He quickly switches and shuffles down to stop Jokic, and then he gobbles up the driving attempt from the big man. Those moments of individual magic built Minnesota their lead, but it was the team defense that held onto it for them. Once the team defense really found their synergy, the Timberwolves completely ripped the game away from the reigning champs. Watch Nickeil Alexander-Walker on this possession. He's going to deny Murray from going to his preferred route over this down screen, forcing him instead into the middle of the floor and away from the screen. Then when he gets there, he just has to fight. He's going to get back in front, forces Murray into the help, and then trusts that he can crowd him out of the possession. Once again, that's going to lead to points off turnover. This kind of defensive intensity continues for the whole second quarter, and if you're a Minnesota fan, these next possessions are really worthy of some excitement. Towns eventually catches up here and gets back in front of Murray. He moves his feet and does enough to cut off Murray's isolation. Then he does the same again and cuts off that isolation once more. Then Alexander-Walker is closing out and containing the ball. The ball does get knocked loose, and Shake Milton is already rotating to the corner to contest the follow-up shot, and it's a shot clock violation and another turnover. Let's keep this thing rolling here. Elbow catch here for Zeke Naji. Alexander-Walker is going to get hit by this screen, but Towns is able to contain the ball and the roll man. They swing it, and Kyle Anderson is again containing ball and cutter. Now Towns is pre-rotated to stop the score, and Alexander-Walker is hightailing it back to contest the shooter. Now that is team defense personified. That's really what Chris Finch and the Timberwolves fan base is looking to see. Everybody here is on a string, and everybody is doing their job. Next possession, down on defense, Jokic is back on the floor. Denver are going to that elbow touch again. Conley gets picked off, but Towns is going to give him enough time to recover, and then Towns is going to sprint out and recover himself. Now Jokic is driving into traffic. McDaniels digs down and blocks that shot. The defense isn't set in transition, and Towns is going to come back as the trailer and bury that three. Because Minnesota are turning stops into scores on the other end, Denver is on the ropes at this point, but Minnesota keep pressing this team defense down on them. This one is more simple. Towns gets over this pin down screen and stays with Jokic. Gobert is leaving the shooter, which forces that pass to the corner, and Minnesota are going to live with Zeke Naji taking a three, compared to Jokic getting into his bag inside the paint. Once again, this is going to lead to a breakout for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is a freight train. It's an easy dunk in transition. Last possession here, which pretty much ends this game before halftime. Denver are in transition, which is dangerous, but Jaden McDaniels is going to get here to stop MPJ's three and run him off the line. Edwards is in gap help here, but he's also going to sprint and stop this shot, while Mike Conley does the same with his gap help on the weak side. Eventually, Denver pull that pressure valve and just find Jokic. He's in his sweet spot on Kyle Anderson. Mike Conley is going to stop this cut and make Jokic score, while Gobert is going to rotate off that corner once again and finish the possession with a blocked shot. Gobert's out now, he's going to run the floor, he gets paid on that rim run, and gets to the free throw line. This is the game essentially curtains. The Timberwolves have completely derailed the league's best offense. If Minnesota can continue having this connectivity to pair with their elite defensive talent, they're going to consistently put out defensive performances like this, and they're going to quickly get noticed league-wide. Thanks again for watching this House and Growls breakdown. Please subscribe for more.